Sony has finally announced their answer to the Games Pass, but will it really be able to compete? Hey there, I'm Rob and you're watching Higher Level Gaming. Today, we're comparing PlayStation's new Plus services and Games Pass and deciding which is more worth your money. Now, obviously, this isn't objective because if you only like video games that came out on the PlayStation 3, then you're gonna like the PlayStation Plus service a lot better. But we're gonna try to aim this at the average consumer. Now, PlayStation has announced that as well as having PlayStation Plus Essential, which is just PlayStation Plus as it exists now, they're going to be providing PlayStation Plus Extra, which adds a catalog of up to 400 of the best PS4 and PS5 games. And that's going to be for $14.99 a month or $100 yearly. And they're going to have PlayStation Plus Premium, which gives you access to all that stuff as well as PS3 games via cloud streaming and a catalog of games from the PlayStation, PS2, and PSP. They're also going to have cloud streaming for PlayStation, PS2, PSP, PS4, and they're going to offer that to players on PC as well. Now that's pretty awesome for me because I have a PC and a PS5. So if there was a game I wanted to stream potentially and Katie wanted to play a game at the same time on the PlayStation, we could both do that theoretically if she was signed into her account on the PlayStation and I was playing on the PC with the PlayStation Plus Premium, which is interesting. That's pretty cool. In some places, they don't support cloud streaming in some regions and stuff. So they're going to offer a lower price PlayStation Deluxe to reflect that in those regions. However, this is not to say that they're going to be bringing brand new games to this service. In fact, PlayStation CEO Jim Ryan said, "We feel like we're in a good virtuous cycle with the studios, where the investment delivers success, which enables yet more investment, which delivers yet more success. We like that cycle, and we like to think our gamers like that cycle." Putting our own games into this service or any service upon their release, as you well know, is not the road we've gone down in the past, and it's not a road that we're looking to go down with this new service. We feel if we were to do that, the games that we make at PlayStation, that virtuous cycle will be broken. The level of investment that we need to make in our studios would not be possible, and I think the knock-on effect on the quality of the games that we make would not be something that gamers want. Which is all well and good, right? Like, they're saying we're not going to do it. It's going to affect the quality of the games. We wouldn't be able to do as big of games. But are they implying that Microsoft doesn't make as good of games because there's a knock-on effect, right, of Microsoft releasing those games day one on the Games Pass service? That could be something he's kind of subliminally saying there. I don't know. Obviously, Microsoft has a whole lot more money than Sony, so that's not really necessarily a one-to-one comparison. Now, he does leave room for that to change, saying the world is changing very quickly, nothing is forever. Who would have said 4 years ago we would even see AAA PlayStation IP on PC, right? Like Horizon Zero Dawn, God of War, they're now on PC. Pretty amazing. PC gamers, I'm not going to say we're the, but we are the. Now, here are the titles that Sony has announced are for sure coming to PlayStation Extra: Death Stranding, God of War, Spider-Man and Miles Morales, Mortal Kombat 11, and Returnal. Those are probably the biggest, best games on Sony's platform right now. God of War definitely is the best game on their platform right now. That feels hard to say because I love Death Stranding as well, but God of War is a 10. Now, this isn't a lot of information to go on, and obviously the number of AAA titles that are included in Games Pass far outnumbers this. But considering that a lot of PlayStation users, they're not going to have access to the Games Pass market anyway, this is huge, and I think a lot of people are going to sign up for this. So for $15 a month, you can play all of the best games on the platform. Like, that's a pretty good deal. Now, if you're a PC player, this is a big issue, actually. Because for PC players, you can subscribe to PS Now, you don't have to have a PS Plus subscription, and you pay $10 a month or $60 a year, and you get to access all of the PS Now games on PC. Now, if they're not going to keep this service and keep this price for PC, perhaps rebrand it, right? That means PC players will now be paying $119, $120 a year in the US, as opposed to $60 a year. They essentially doubled the price of PS Now for PC players, and that's pretty whack. I actually didn't even know you could do this. So wait, you can play Bloodborne on PC with PS Now? That's kind of incredible. Some people are not reacting too kindly to the fact that you're gonna have to pay $120 a year to emulate these old PS1 games. Then of course there are people who are fanboying out about all the great PlayStation games in their library. They're gonna be accessible again now. The Reminiscence, PlayStation Home. This was an amazing PlayStation service that was on the PlayStation 3, I think. It was basically like VR chat before VR chat, but on PlayStation. And a lot of people are upset that they're not going to be able to actually download and play PS3 games. They're going to have to stream them because streaming is just not there yet for games. You can stream games, and I'm sure you can play through them, but it's just not optimized. And people who care about performance, it's like unbearable for them. $120 a year is a little steep though, yeah. IGN has gone through the effort of making this nice little chart, and here we can see that price per month, obviously Games Pass Ultimate for $14.99, that's the better deal there. $17.99 for PlayStation Plus Premium, kinda whack. I feel like they shouldn't have been so greedy and put Extra and Premium together at the $15 price point, but that's just me. However, there is no yearly price for Xbox Game Pass, so $180 is how much you would have to pay a year for Games Pass. So actually, PlayStation Premium, if you buy the yearly rate instead of paying monthly, is cheaper, and by about $60. Now, Nintendo Online is the only one that has like a family plan, which I actually have because I'm terrible. That is really useful because me and Katie, we both play the Animal Crossing game and we both want the DLC, but we didn't want to pay $50 to play the $25 DLC because there's two of us. So instead, we bought this $80 expansion pack, which happens to come with, Nintendo 64 games, which is my probably second favorite console of all time. So I had to do it. Have to play Majora's Mask. I'm on a tangent. Additional perks. They both have monthly downloadable games as far as I know, and they both have access to their back catalogs. Of course, that depends on the tier with PlayStation Plus. You will, however, get game trials with PlayStation Plus's top tier, and you don't really get that with Games Pass. With some EA Play games you do, but mostly you do not get that. So game trials, if that's like game trials to all games, that's an insane feature. It's probably only going to be like select games though and first party IP. Of course, they all have discounts and cloud saves. Now, if we look at Games Pass's library, though, you have games like Crusader Kings 3, indie games like Tunic, Guardians of the Galaxy, Kentucky Route Zero, one of the best games that's been made in recent history, Kentucky Route Zero. They have A Way Out, AI, The Somnium Files, Alien Isolation, Among Us, Ark Ultimate Survivor Edition. Classic Xbox games already included like Army of Two, which, oh my god, what a banger that game is. Oh, all those Banjo games, man. All those Banjo games, dude. Come on. Buttload of Battlefield games. Black Desert Online. Cities Skylines. All the Crysis games. More indies like Dead Cells. The Dead Space games, Deep Rock Galactic, the Dishonored games, the Doom games, the Dragon Age games, the Dragon Quest games. Dude, all of Bethesda's games, all of them, let's not forget, a bunch of Final Fantasies, Forza 5, greatest racing game of all time from everything I've heard. The Gears of War games, Halo, Hellblade, the Mass Effect games. Dude, there's like no need to go on. There are like dozens of the greatest series of games of all time just all over the place in here. Just some of the greatest games ever made, just everywhere, just literally littering the pages of games on Games Pass. These are just some of the great, like, I don't know, it just so happens they have all these together right here. Not you. It's literally insane, and not all of these are Xbox games. So I'm really interested to see what games are not PlayStation games that are going to be a part of these services. Because if they can only offer us the best PS4 and PS5 games and old Sony games, it's honestly, I gotta say it, it's not even a comparison. Games Pass is the far superior service. Not to mention Sony has made clear they're not going to support day one downloadable content, so it's just ridiculous to compare them, I think. Games Pass is a better game subscription service in every way. Not to mention, you don't even need, not to mention, like, I can pay for Games Pass on PC, and I don't even need an Xbox, where with Sony's PS Now service, and what will become PS Platinum, you're gonna probably only be able to stream on PC still. So it's really no contest. I love Sony. I mean, I have Games Pass, I have the Nintendo Expansion Pass, BS. I'll probably end up getting Platinum at some point to play old PlayStation games. They'll like put Croc out and I'll be like, I have to play Croc, and that'll be that. But I definitely need to use my Games Pass subscription more. Like, I'm just like blown away by all the games that are in here. These are the games, we were going through the Xbox Games Pass for Xbox because that's a more fair comparison. We were going through the PC games, even though there's like a buttload of those too, and a lot of these games I know are in the PC Games Pass. But man, we're fully in the phase of you just need 10 subscription services for every hobby. But we have fully entered the era of the Netflix of games. This is definitely going to be something that doesn't go away. I'm sure that soon enough there's going to be some kind of like indie Game Pass from a bunch of indie developers that band together or something. As we've seen with streaming services for television and TV and movies, there's always going to be more competitors, and I'm really just excited to see how this changes how we interact with games. I like not having to go buy movies. That I like being able to just stream them, like not having to pay the full price, just find the right streaming service, and maybe that'll be how it is with games someday. What do you think about PlayStation's new offerings? Are you going to be getting Platinum? What PS3 games do you want to play most? Do you have a favorite PlayStation 1 game? What's your favorite PlayStation console? Talk to me about any of these questions down in the comments below. This has been a gaming news update by Higher Level Gaming. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, consider giving us a like or subscribing to the channel to always see when we post. But above all else, have a nice day, and go play some games.